Hey y'all, today I'm going to be showing you how we make one of our most popular styles of rings. This is hand-painted arrow ring. This particular one will be made out of an elk antler. I believe the elk came from New Mexico. All of our antler is naturally shed. So here you go. Enjoy. Okay, so first I'm just cutting off a slice of antler. I usually use a hacksaw, but I couldn't find my hacksaw on this day, so I just found whatever saw I could. This ring needs to be a size 9, so if you look at the chart there, a size 9 equates to an 18.89 millimeters. You don't want to use a 19 drill bit because it'll make it too big, so go ahead and grab your 18 millimeter drill bit there. You got to make sure it's 18. Set it up in your drill press and drill a hole. It's easy as that. Okay, next you got to double check the size. So my drill bit's a little worn out, so an 18 actually makes it a little bigger than an 18, but not quite a size 9. So I take a piece of sandpaper and I do a lot of sanding. Check it often. Okay, we've come up with 18.88, so it's pretty close to 18.89. What I didn't show is what I do next is I take it to a belt sander and I sand off the rough outer exterior. We're going to vacuum infuse it with a stabilizing resin, and if you sand off that outer layer, the resin is able to penetrate the antler a lot easier, and you get a more consistent result from it as well. So this is just it there in the vacuum chamber. The vacuum chamber sucks all of the air out, creates a vacuum. And then when you let the air back into the chamber, the resin will infuse into the pores of the antler. So you just take it out and wrap it up really well in an aluminum foil. And you put it in an oven. You have to check your stabilizing resin. Every resin has a different temperature and time. And then this is straight out of the oven after it's cooled down. Take it over to the lathe and just start turning it down. Now the tool that you use, you may notice that I showed up. There's my husband. He's always good at making me laugh. So you might notice that the tool that I used isn't one that's commercially available. My husband made it for me. Basically, it's just a point. Maybe he'll make a video about how he did that at some point. But turn down that antler and make it perfectly round. It's always good to stop and get a good visual of how wide it is versus how wide you want it to be. The mandrel we use is also one we make. There's other mandrels available that will keep it from popping off the mandrel like you saw a couple times there. But this one works just fine if you take it slow. So when you get the rough shape that you want, then you take a piece of sandpaper and refine all of those edges. You do not want harsh edges. That'll be uncomfortable and can even scratch your finger. So you'll notice the inside is still rough, but the outside looks great. So we take a piece of sandpaper and we do more sanding on that inside. Go through a lot of sandpaper making antler rings. Awesome. So then I take it over and I painted it. Now my camera wasn't working when I was painting it, so this is what it looks like right after the paint had dried. It's pretty simple though. I just take a fine paintbrush and the brown paint that I use and I paint it. So after that paint's dry, I mix my epoxy. Now a good tip with the epoxy is pop about 90% of the bubbles before you start putting it on the ring. Antler is a little temperature sensitive. If you get it too hot for too long, it does become brittle. So you want to use your heat gun and pop a lot of those bubbles. And then I just put the finger of a glove on and put it on nice and smooth, consistent. Let it flow out. You can see I'm really concentrating there. Okay, and then if the remaining 10% bubbles, you just really gently heat them up and pop them. That'll also help the epoxy flow out a little bit better. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please drop them down below in the comments and I'll try to get to them as quick as possible. And if you like this video, like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.